and today we're gonna get into it and talk about a really juicy topic.
Cheating. So basically, how do you know if your partner is cheating? What are some signs that let you know if your partner is cheating, or how to avoid it in general, right?
Yep. So, there's always two sides to a story. Sometimes even three sides.
Of course.
So what we're gonna
side bitch.
What we're gonna focus on is what can cause your partner to cheat. What can you do if you think they're cheating, and how to approach the situation. A lot of the times, things go left because partners don't know how to approach it. You know, they just act out. In reality, nothing's going on. Things go left. So, what are let's not start with examples. Let's say So
how do you know if your partner is cheating? What are some signs?
Yes.
Okay.
So I would say that you have to focus on what your relationship has been. You know, is anything different? Like one of the first things to come up when men are cheating is they change their routine,
their pattern.
Yes.
That's how we know ASAP.
Yes. Not saying that people can cheat without changing a pattern, but this is something that stands out. For example, if your man usually is not on their phone a lot and all of a sudden they're always on their phone, that's a red flag. If you see your partner, when your partner usually acts happy when he's not around you, and then when he's around you, it's a sudden mood change, that can also...
Really? You think so?
I mean, like... When I used to act like a crazy boyfriend, right? She will be at work and she'll come out of work really happy, but as soon as she sees me, her mood will switch. I will question her. I will question the shit out of her.
That wasn't the reason why, though.
Okay, I mean, I know that now, but still, that was to me that was a red flag. Okay. So what would be a red flag for you? What do you think is a red flag?
A red flag. For me, for a girl, all my fellow dreamers, all my girl gang dreamers, would be if he's getting all queued up, and let's say, for example, he's not the type to get a haircut, and all of a sudden he wants to get a haircut every week. He wants to wear perfume. He doesn't leave his phone on the table. To me, those are all signs that something is just not right there.
And like I said, it doesn't always mean cheating. It could just be that I decided to change my life around.
We're not talking about you, though. We're talking about signs, right? We're not talking,
I wasn't saying you specifically, just in general. You can't always, because one thing that does happen left is when the female accuses too early. A lot of the times nothing is going on, or maybe he's acting weird because he might be planning something for you and you just approach him.
That's true.
With the wrong approach, because it has happened. She has
both ways. It has happened both ways.
Oh my God, this nigga cheating on me, and then comes to find out I was planning something for her.
Yeah.
But something. How to stop it, right? Let's say the first thing that you should always do is find out what the issue is.
Communicate. Just talk.
It could be sexual. It could be something that it might annoy him. It could just be as simple. I've experienced things as if your man is into something and you as a girlfriend are not into that, it's easy for them to feel like they're alone sometimes when they do this a lot. I'm gonna give an example. Sometimes, some years back, I started a production company, let's say that, and I will work a lot of hours on it, a lot of time, figuring out, brainstorming, and things like that. So I would work, I come home, spend 6 hours after work doing this. Meantime, she wants my attention and all, which I understood. But here's the thing, I would try to give her my attention. Sometimes I will feel like, wow, I'm still worried about this thing I'm working on. Not that she doesn't care, but because she's not in it with me, sometimes it felt like she didn't really care. Which she did, it was just not the same. It was
always supportive.
Yeah, it was just not the same care. I cared about it because it was mine. She cared about it because she cared for me.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would be looking for that care of like, oh my God, because in my mind, if this blows up, we're both gonna enjoy this this money, this whatever.
Which
and
is right.
Yes, and the fact that she wasn't as inclined to it, it sort of made me feel away. I was wrong. She didn't have to feel the same way I felt about it. Maybe I never expressed that to her. Like, yo, sometimes I feel like this, sometimes I feel like that. Eventually, we figured it out. But yeah, it's something that you should think about before you go crazy on your man or your girl.
You trying to say I went crazy on you?
Never said that. Never said that. So what are some tips that you can
well, I'm not gonna really say tips. I'm just gonna say, like, another thing is also sometimes things are not as they seem. No matter if they are portrayed in a certain way. And I feel like throughout our relationship that has happened a lot, that both ways, that we have just said something or done something and it was not portrayed the way that they made it seem. Like, it was not cheating, it was something completely different. Like, for example, we had this issue that I would feel that he would be overly friendly.
Big heart issues. We spoke about that last
It's not really a big heart, and this is where we differentiate, because I feel like you can have a big heart and still be professional. You don't have to be professional. Like, you don't have to say certain things and make other people believe something that it's really not like that. I don't know if that kind of makes sense. So basically, like, I'm not insecure by any way. Like, I know whatever, I'm very secure about where I stand and whatever, but it was just certain scenarios that made me believe and also made him believe that there was something going on when nothing was truly there, and it was just a choice of words.
That is true. It happens. I went ham on her one day. Went in. So yeah, just like communicate. And I feel like also you need to have trust in that person, because a lot of those scenarios, and like I would tell him, like it was like for the verge of me and him like to break up and just be like, yo, that's it, like, no more. But we spoke about them, we explained them to each other, and overall, you need to trust the person that you're with. Like, bottom line, because if you don't trust them, then you're gonna drive yourself crazy. Like, oh my God, I can't fly out because I don't know if he's gonna cheat on me. Yes, that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's a really drainful thing.
Yeah, like, you don't want to be stressing like what that person is doing constantly, and you're not gonna enjoy yourself.
Yes, if you have to constantly wonder, like, or if your plans depend on another person, whether what that other person is gonna do, then you're not in the right place. You have to think about this, right? You can't. The beauty in trusting, besides anything, if trust is broken, trust can be refixed. You can work on fixing your trust. It's something that can
be rebuilt.
Yes,
look at Jay-Z and Beyonce. Shoot. And other couples that they've gone through infidelity, but because maybe of the situation that they're in, or maybe because they just don't want to lose their family, they just make it work. I'm not saying that maybe Beyonce doesn't have that in the back of her mind, like, yo, if this nigga cheats on me, that's it. But you're not constantly bringing that up, because that's also something that you can't do. If you're gonna forgive, then you're gonna forgive, but don't forget.
That is true. Also, this is not for girls who are constantly going through infidelity. If you have a man and you forgive him and he keeps cheating on you, he ain't the one.
Yes.
We're talking about couples who've been together, or couples who get together and they have that one little mistake.
And it's a mistake.
Yes, and you really want to fix it, and that person is really values you as a person. Mistake happens and things could be fixed. You just have to have the right mentality for that. You have to forgive. You have to give yourself time to heal. You can't just go right in it, because believe it or not, you might not think so at the time, but little things will trigger that past and bring, that side of you.
Everything is a process, dreamers.
Yes.
Everything in life is a process. So is healing. Healing is a process. And also, another important fact is that you also have to remember that, that person is not only going to be with you. Like, you need to give that person the opportunity to grow, to be themselves, to do whatever they want to do, because you don't want to smother that person either because you think that they're cheating.
Correct. Remember, they have their world, you have their world, you come together.
Exactly. You guys are compatible together. Like, that's the reason why you guys are in a relationship, to balance each other out and to elevate each other and help each other become better versions of yourself.
Correct. Now, how to approach your partner if you think they're cheating.
Yes. This is important.
Yes. So there's different ways to do it. There's some people that go directly, are you cheating on me? Some people don't react well to this. Or the reason why I would suggest not to do it like this is because if you approach somebody, are you cheating on me? First reaction is going to be to lie.
So this is for a man? Or just in general?
Yeah, I feel like even if you approach a girl and you ask her, are you cheating on me? She's going to say no off the strength, even if she is. Or a guy, he might say no, even if he is.
So how do you catch somebody in that, like, lie?
Well, I don't even think it's about catching them. It's about letting them know that something is not right.
Okay.
You go to them, you speak to them, you tell them, look, don't accuse them of cheating. Be like, yo.
So you want to ask them questions?
Yeah, no, I'll just tell them, yo, I feel this way. I feel like we're not connecting here. I feel like a little distant. I feel like, you might be enjoying yourself elsewhere. Not saying you're cheating, but I feel like you might be having more fun somewhere else. I'm not saying you're cheating. It could be with your boys, it could be with girls, whatever. But let them know that there's an issue, because what happens is if you just automatically accuse them, in their mind, they're not going to feel like, oh, she has an issue with me, let me fix it. It's automatic, yo, she thinks I'm cheating, I'm not doing anything, fuck this. It becomes a issue. You have to let them know there's an issue so they can actually step up and try to fix it.
Yeah, because they may not think it's an issue. They may just be doing something different. Maybe they just, want to be on their phone a little longer or whatever. But you, since you're not used to that, you're looking at it like, yo, like something is wrong here. Like he takes his bathroom. He takes his phone to the bathroom like all the time. But, I learned, ¿cómo te digo? Like, I learned to basically, like, not think nothing of it. That's just things that he likes to do. He likes to be on his phone. And él le gusta estar con su teléfono. Like, he likes to be on his phone. So.
And sometimes I leave my phone out, so she doesn't think otherwise.
Yeah, so it's like,
I take her phone instead.
Yeah, he's always taking my phone, guys. He's always. But then there was an issue that I felt, and it was because sometimes when I would grab his phone, I would feel like he would be all staticky and would be like, yo, but like, like, let me get my phone or whatever the case might be. I felt that, but he didn't feel that. So
it's because it will be it's like, I'm gonna show her something.
It's because I was never the type to like be on, like, grab his phone. So when I would grab his phone, he would have an issue with it. Well, so now I'm always grabbing his phone, so he doesn't have an issue with it. I always tell her,
I don't mind you grabbing your phone. It's just the way that she does it. It'll be like, we are, I'm in my phone, she's on her phone. I'm like, oh, let me show you something real quick. I give her my phone, all of a sudden she wants to keep it. Oh, no, but let me just check here.
But is that wrong?
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong.
What if I'm trying to do something on my phone?
You could use my phone.
I guess.
You guys, you see, these are excuses. I see that as excuses. It's like, why do I let you use my phone so freely, and I don't have an issue with it. Even if I have to use something, I'll wait. But when you have to do something, like, it's like, oh, let me get my phone. Like I said, if he is shitting on me, he's hiding it very, very well.
This is a female who has the password to all of my emails. who you know how you have a recovery email on your email? My recovery email is her email.
And I did that. But like I said, it's just like I said, and this is just our opinion. This is not based on anything. Like, this is just the way that we feel.
Experiences.
Experiences that we have gone through each other and that we have, gone through with other people.
Yeah, and it's made us better. It's made us love each other and respect each other and trust each other more. And And I feel like if we could do it, why can't you? You know, it's possible for everybody to improve and get better. We are not perfect.
Yeah. We're far from perfect.
Yes, and temptation is all out there in the world. It's a matter of knowing
Okay,
that.
so speak about temptation. Like, what do you feel about temptation?
Well, I feel that temptation is everywhere, right? Temptation is literally everywhere. It's not intentional. It's just everywhere. Unfortunately, the society we live in today is really openly and freely. So there is temptation in a lot of places. I believe that the way you overcome temptation is by understanding or knowing the value that you have at home, right? I know what I have here. So due to that, I know that no temptation out there would put me in a position where I'll be able to lose my baby.
But this is also one thing that I also told them, that I feel like men go out looking for temptation. Like, it's really hard. Like it's really difficult, like, for a female to just stop a guy and just be like, yo, like, let me get your number, like, blah blah blah. Because if that's the case, like, we get temptation all the time. Like, guys are always like trying to speak to us, even girls. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why sometimes I just feel like.
But you see, those temptations are different. Because, okay, I understand that those are temptations also. But I'm talking about, like, because it's true, for a guy is a little different, because girls don't normally approach, right? Your version of temptation will be the guys hitting you up, you know, guys, oh, what's up, you know, whatever.
So what would be, that's what I'm saying.
Our version of temptation, it's seeing, how can I say, it's seeing things that can arouse a man, you know, like, for example, right? Now is a trend of going outside with your nipples out. Right? Now that's a trend. You go outside, your nipples are pretty out. I know that guys will see that, and that is gonna cause something to them. Not saying what extent to, but that is gonna cause something. It's not wrong for females to dress like that, you know, but not all men can handle temptation well. A guy might see that and feel like, yo, I have to approach this girl. You know what I'm saying? So our temptation is more like out there. It's up to us whether we approach him or not. It's more visual. Yes, it's more visual. It's up to us whether we approach him or not, but temptations are out there. There's a lot of guys that don't know how to handle temptation, or they just don't want to handle temptation. They just, whatever they see is up to grabs, you know what I'm saying? So there's two different sides of the ball.
So let me ask you a question. What would make a guy fall into temptation?
I told you, him not valuing what he has at home. If he feels that what he has at home is not, you know, is worth losing, then he will go ahead and.
Okay, so do you also believe it has to do with culture, though? Because I feel like in our culture, like, they view cheating as something normal and something that occurs, and that, you know, as a woman you're supposed to tolerate.
Yes, our culture is really I'm not gonna say our culture now, but our culture from back in the day, you know, like our parents.
I mean, but think about it. Look at my cousin. Like, he's from our generation, and he was stuck in a pickle. Okay. He was stuck in a pickle.
I get what you're saying, but what I'm talking about in terms, okay, because you're looking at the guy aspect, I'm looking at the girl's aspect.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, back in the day, females from our culture, which is Dominican females, they would feel like, you know, your man could do some dirt, but you won't leave him. You can't. I don't know if they felt that you shouldn't leave him or you couldn't leave him because he was the head of the house, whatever. But back in the day,
but I still feel like it's like that, because we took a trip back to the Dominican Republic and we went to see my family, and you can just tell, like, you know, like, the role that the woman serves versus like what the men serve. You know what I mean? So it's like, in a situation like that, I feel like when a woman is educated, that's the problem. You know, when a woman is not educated, like, she will tolerate everything. And even some women that are educated, they do tolerate cheating. So that's what I'm saying, that it's just like, it's just weird. I just feel like it's more about your self-love and what you value as a person, because, like, there be badass bitches out here getting cheated on all the time. So it's like, and vice versa. There be some good looking men that get cheated on all the time. And some women just be like, why? Like, why are you with her? And I just feel like it's that double standard too, that they feel like a woman should be able to tolerate cheating, but a man can't.
Yep, that is.
You know?
So with that being said,
yes,
this was a really good video. Make sure you leave all your comments and opinions down below.
Yeah, and if you've gone through anything, whether, you know, somebody has cheated on you, or you think that you're, you know, a friend of yours has cheated on somebody else or whatever, we just want to hear all the comments and everything. We are open to anything. And if you have any suggestions on videos that you would like to see,
make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and always
dream big. Why you didn't do it with me?
I like it when you do it.